Good morning, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for joining us. And I hope that you hear me well. I'm very pleased to welcome you all to our workshop about AI and how it can be used nowadays. And it's a great pleasure to see so many colleagues and experts who join us today, not only our students who are participants of our joint double degree LLM program together with Edge Hill University, but many others. Thank you for your time and interest to our activities. And on behalf of Yaroslava Mudrago National Law University and Edge Hill University, I would like to thank you for your participation. And today we will have the opportunity to exchange ideas, to share experience, and to discuss practical approach how to use AI in the justice in the investigation process. But without further delay, I'm delighted to give the floor at first to special guests that we have today. And thanks to them, we had this opportunity to representatives that I'm honored to present you. The first one is Vice Rector of Yaroslava Mudrago National Law University, Associate Professor, PhD in Law, Dmytro Boychuk, who will give us welcome speech. And then we would be very honored to have a speech from Associate Professor, Associate Head of the School of Law and Criminal Justice at the Hill University, Dr. Jennifer Giblin. So, Dmytro Boychuk, the floor is yours.
Thank you, dear Katerina, for opening our today's workshop, as well as for giving me the floor. And it's nice to see all of the participants of today's workshop, all the colleagues, all the friends. And to tell the truth, it's a great honor for me to welcome you today. And especially if you would take into account such a relevant topic of today's workshop, artificial intelligence in law. Is it a tool or a treat for our society? And I need to pay attention to the fact that that workshop is being held within the framework of the Week of Knowledge and Culture Discover Ukraine initiative and Ukrainian Week in the United Kingdom of 2025. This event, by the way, was made possible due to the partnership between the Yaroslava Mudrago National University and, of course, our dear friends, our partners, Edge Hill University, and it's a part of the, I would say, much broader cooperation, partnership within the framework of the development of the Ukrainian-British Twinning program of double degree programs. And we hope that probably during that week, Ukraine would be, I would say, in the spotlight of the British academic community, and it would be nice to have such effect. During that week, during that workshop, famous universities, famous scholars from both countries would discuss a plenty of issues about education, science, culture, history, and innovation processes. And this is kind of a vivid testimony to the fact that Ukraine is right now an integral part of European educational space. It is open to cooperation for further development. And today's workshop is dedicated to one of the most possessing topics of our time, the place of AI in the legal sphere, and the interconnection between such two crucial spheres of our society's life. I guess all the participants of today's workshop would discuss legal regulation, ethical challenges, practical cases, both from judicial, investigative, experts' activities, and also demonstrate the latest tools that are already changing approaches to law enforcement today. Because it's an obvious fact, I guess, that today artificial intelligence is not just a technology. It's kind of a challenge to the way of thinking, to the challenge to the law, to ethics, and at the same time, a chance to create a more just, effective legal system. And on behalf of the rector of our university, Anatoly Hetman, I sincerely thank the Foundation of the President of Ukraine for the support of education, science, and sports, to the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, and as well as our British partners, United Kingdom Ukraine Twinning Initiative, Cormac Consultancy Group, and of course, Edge Hill University of the United Kingdom for your support, your shared vision, not only to our cooperation between Yaroslava Mudry and Edge Hill University, but also to all the British-Ukrainian relations in general. And I hope that that week would be not only a celebration of knowledge, of culture, but also I initially wanted to say the beginning of new partnership, but I would say that the start of development of the new stage, of another stage of our partnerships, research initiatives, common educational projects that will unite Ukraine and the United Kingdom in a common pursuit of development, peace, and progress as all the civilized world. Dear colleagues, I wish everyone fruitful work, interesting discussions, plenty of inspiration to create future in which artificial intelligence will work for the benefits of humanity and law. Thank you for attention.
Thank you so much for your very warm greetings. And now the floor is to Professor Jennifer Giblin.
Thank you, Katerina, and thank you, Dimitrio, for your introduction as well. I just want to reiterate a few points that Dimitri said then in his opening introduction. Firstly, thank you to colleagues for joining us. Thank you to colleagues at NLU. It is lovely to see some familiar faces on the call. Thank you to our dual degree students as well for joining. We hope if you've just been studying with us in the last academic year that you've enjoyed the programme and you've got the dissertations submitted now, and all is going well with finalising that degree programme. And for those that are new to the dual degree programme, we very much look forward to welcoming you to Edge Hill University from January time. And finally, to my colleagues from Edge Hill University, thank you for your support in joining this workshop today. As Dimitri said, this workshop has come about because we are in the UK celebrating Ukrainian Culture Week both this week and last week. And last week we began our celebrations at Edge Hill with a book launch. We continue those celebrations with this workshop today, and some of us will be attending the Twinning conference in London on Thursday as well. We also have some content for social media. So some of our dual degree students, alongside students from Edge Hill University, have provided day in the life videos, which we'll be sharing across our social media channels as well, to highlight the activities that our students get involved in at both of our institutions. So thank you again to colleagues that have supported these activities. As Dimitri said, this partnership has been ongoing for many years now, and it's really been a pleasure to be a part of these activities and to see our relationship develop over the last few years. And today we're obviously focused on the topic of AI, and particularly AI in the legal sector. And that is something we at Edge Hill have focused on quite significantly over the past few years. We have our master's programme in LLM, AI, digital and cyber law, which is obviously the dual degree programme that students have joined. And we are very focused within our undergraduate programmes as well on ensuring that we are preparing students for future work. And that includes working with law firms, barristers' chambers, the judiciary in the UK as well, to see how AI and legal technology is changing the legal landscape and how it is developing the way that we work. So we're viewing AI and its developments from that point, but we also, as academics, are also exploring AI and the use of technology in more broader areas as well. So whether that is with fintech, international law as well, so the use of AI and technology in warfare. And many colleagues on the call are exploring some of those areas. So I would encourage all of my colleagues who are in attendance today to please reach out to one another. If you are unaware of who to contact, please just drop me an email and I'd be happy to put you in touch, because I think from today we can see where we can develop our relationship even further and collaborate on projects. So Ukrainian colleagues, please feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to be connected with some of my UK colleagues to work on any projects over the next few weeks, months, or even years. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing our inputs over the coming hour or so. Thanks, Katerina.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for very welcome greetings, and also to follow up what you said about the book that was also a part of our project. It's open access, and on the chat you can find the link and to read it. It's very interesting, and especially during today's nowadays. So we can start our workshop, and I will start sharing my presentation. And today we will have two speakers, myself and also Dr. Associate Professor Marієта Капустіна. So I will start, and then Marієta will proceed with more examples and more interesting cases, how AI can be used in the pre-trial and also in the justice process. And then I will finish with some practical tools that you can use the open access, which can help you also to advance your knowledge about AI and how it can be used during the activities. But of course, when we are talking about artificial intelligence, it's not only for justice purposes, and it's very challenging question how it can be used, and also in accordance to legal framework. But also you can see that very often students or professors are using as well AI during the activities, also, there is some kind of legal framework for it. You know that, for example, in your academics works or your dissertations or any other kind of academic work, you need to mention if you use AI. You need to explain in which way you use it, for example, for translation or for analyzing materials or for categorizing. So basically, it's more about ethical issues, but still you need to be very precise with that. And sometimes you can hear that AI can solve any of your problem, but when you're using different prototypes, you can see that still without human resources you cannot do it. So anyway, you need to have knowledge how to do it. You need to have experience how to navigate AI, and also you can see from the practice perspective how judges are looking into the using AI by lawyers. And if we take, for example, Ukrainian practice, you can see that our judges, especially from the Supreme Court of Ukraine, they are not very eager when lawyers are using it, even for example, just for the purposes for systematize the information. And I think last year there was a court decision when the judges of the Supreme Court refused the claim just because lawyer used ChatGPT for categorization of information, summarizing, and they concluded that this is abuse of law and disrespect to judges. So basically, again, it depends. Also, we can see from international practice when very famous lawyers are using AI for searching information, for example, different precedents, different court decisions that can be used to support their arguments in the courtroom. But then when judges started to analyze it, we can see that this case, they didn't check, lawyers didn't check whether this kind of cases exist, and then we can have a problem. So in this perspective, I think that the judges have more fair attitude to using AI because the information that was produced was false. So this is the question about how we are using AI, whether it's in accordance to legal framework, whether it's in accordance to ethical framework, and whether we produce correct information, admissible information. But what is clear that anyway, we need to use AI, but we need to use it in a proper way. But as far as all of us, I suppose today, lawyers, so we will speak about AI and how it can be used in the perspective of our activities. And usually it's very interesting to start with practice, to start with real cases, and I would like to start with the case of one of our defenders, of our soldiers. You saw this video in YouTube, and it was shared widely among different social channels when one of our soldiers saying "Slava Ukraini," then he was killed, and it was filmed on the video. So the main one of the main questions was to identify this person. So only when we have this video, piece of short video from YouTube, from other channels, open sources channels, and then the question arises how we can identify this person. And in this specific case, there was forensic science was used to do that, and the reason, of course, why I gave this example, because AI first, I think first. In the history of forensic science in Ukraine, let's say like this, AI was used. And you could ask me how it can be if we don't have AI regulation in compare, for example, in the European Union, they have this kind of legal framework, or how we can navigate, how we can use AI, and how then we can prove that actually all these changes that AI did not have any consequences for the results of this expertise, for forensic science expertise. And in this specific case, AI was used just in one specific case. They was used just for to enhance the picture, the quality of picture, just to make the features of the face more visible, because as you see on the screen, all this features on the face, they are very important for further identification of the person. And if it's not a good quality of this picture or video, of course, it's much more harder to do. So in this specific case, it was the first attempt when AI was used. And we wrote about this specific case also article myself, Dr. Marієta Капустіна, who will present today as well, and Professor Shepitko and Evgenia Demidova about AI, I think last year. And we also explored this case. So if you want to read more, you can find our article and read more about it, and other cases where AI was used in this kind of purposes. But in this case, not to go into deeply into details and technical details, because you can see with this red spots in which specific features it was compared, and also you can see that different other photographs from different sources were found. It can be also from social media, from open source, or it can be from some databases where we have all photographs of our soldiers. So again, AI can help you to find among big data of information to find the specific person also in these features that you can see. So AI can be used from this case we can see to enhance the picture, the quality of the picture, to see more precisely these features of the face. It can be used to categorize information. It can be used also, for example, in the cases of propaganda of war, and for the case that we have to prove the genocidal intent. All videos from TV shows, from YouTube channels where Russian propagandists made claims against Ukrainians. So all these videos were collected, and then they are analyzing to find this specific linguistic framework from which we can judge whether this specific speech has genocidal intent or not. Of course, it's not the full picture, it's just one of the episodes or just one of the parts that can be used in this case, but still the question arises how will this big amount of videos, this big amount of audio can analyze how many persons we should involve, prosecutors, investigators, forensic science experts, and we can understand that it's almost impossible to do, especially during the very limited time. So also for these purposes, our law enforcement bodies using AI to systematize, to find these keywords, at least in this specific audios or in videos, and then of course they proceed in a specific way in accordance to law. So basically for the moment it's used as a tool, for example, as it was with Excel table or something like this. So basically as a tool to analyze and consolidate a large amount of digital data, extract text from video and audio content, search by keywords, not only from interviews that I mentioned, but also during interrogations. And also it can be even, for example, printed copy, scanned copy of testimonies. It's much more harder to do with AI because all these kind of papers, they have stamps, they have signatures, and AI quite hard can read it, can recognize. Of course, it depends, but still these kind of challenges exist. Also AI can help with to analyze satellite images. We will speak about it. You remember where the satellite images helped Ukraine to prove who committed specific war crimes. We will talk about it later. Are quite regarding the challenges, of course, from legal perspective, it's a big question. Have access to it. It's about if it's about the information that we took from open source, it's one case. But if it's, for example, interrogations, especially with victims, or for example, even with children, again, it's a question of sensitive data, and then we need to be very sure who have access to this information and where it's stored and which servers and so on. So this is also a big question with regard to that, and also regarding the transfer of this data, because you know that that AI give you some kind of information or some kind of result, still you need to train it. Yeah, so you need to feed it with some information, you need to feed with good specific tasks, so it's not just that you can put some information, ask something, and you will receive excellent result. Of course not. There was also the case when some kind of criminals try to use AI to hack. And AI said that no, I cannot do, it's illegal, but criminals were giving such good tasks and such good comments that after all they pursued AI that it's legal and they can do it, and it can do it. So again, it's a question of how you formulate your task, how you will do it, and so on. So also it's very interesting to test and to try it. Here I put some information with regard to legal framework and how this collected information can be used. So of course, this is a question of what kind of evidence it will be. Yeah, so we need to proceed strictly in accordance to our criminal procedural code of Ukraine. You know that there are limited list of evidence, so you need to understand that which type. Then you need also to see who can do it actually, because not everyone can do investigation actions, of course, and not all can collect this evidence. So the way how, for example, NGOs collect or private owned companies, we see in the case of MH17 how this information were collected by Bellingcat, I think, and different other subjects, and again how it should be formalized, that this information were collected not just for purposes to show it, to publish it, but it should really have a kind of legal outcome as well. Also we can see different actors who involved in this kind of activities, and usually how you can have this outcome in a legal way. It can be, for example, if you have a review inspection of this specific action or web page where you involved obligatory forensic expert with can have as additional, like traditional investigation action, interrogation. And in formal way, it will be prescribed with protocol, usual one. Yeah, we don't have other documents that our investigators are used to do it. So it will be protocol, and it will be physical store career, like and after that, usually our investigators ask to do forensic science reports. But when I was speaking with our digital forensics experts, they were not very happy with that. They said that it's not important. It's not important to have in all cases this forensic science report. Measures. Here I will go just very shortly, because just to show you that it's why it's important to speak about it, because we can see that we have a lot of digital evidence, a lot of digital information, a lot of photos, videos that filmed, but to use it for investigation process. In Ukraine, for example, we can sign it with DIA, that you know, and send it to law enforcement bodies. So then they can have more chances that it will be used. Also, we have a lot of digital platforms for collection, and OTP link that was created by the ICC, International Criminal Court. I will show you later it. Also, we have OSINT task force set by Europol. So they collected only information from open source. And of course, we have different chatbots by governmental institutions with authentications by digital signatures. Here this is the prototype that were used also by the Department of Criminalistics, specifically in cooperation with Vasil Belous, that was produced for crime scene review in a distance, how you can measure different size and everything. Because we don't know, for example, whether it's dangerous to go over there, whether there is mines or something. So this is the way how we can proceed. Also, what is very important when we are talking about legal framework, we need to go through the instrument that Europol gave us as well. And here you can see the kind of books, let's say, about ChatGPT and how it can be used in law enforcement and AI in policing. Of course, every day they produced more and more, developed more and more, and every day the technology has changed, but still it's very hard, of course, every day for the updates, but still it's possible. This is the link that I download the information, digital information by ICC, because of course it's impossible to do for only one person to see whether this information is to which case can be devoted and other things. Here the case also showing you that all this kind of digital information that we collect from open source, from different social media, still we will have a lot of them because it's published by Russian soldiers, also by our soldiers, by other people. Even, for example, over here you can see that some people were going to these deep divers during the January holidays, and this information were used to find the ships that were participated in the illegal transferring of grain from Crimea to other countries. And this methodology were very sufficient, because you can see that after the investigation, Russians start to hide the names of the boats, because with the names of the boats, also using the marine traffic, we can see what kind of ship and their characteristics. So again, this is a very good case example how we can use this information, and how we can now follow, for example, where's the road of this specific boat with the stolen grain, for example, from our territories. Regarding the satellite images, also using this QR code, you can scan and read it more. I will not go deeply with that, because it's a lot. It can take hours, but basically you can see that with satellite images, for example, in Bucha, there was said the time when these bodies of people appeared, because as you remember, in 2022, when Bucha was occupied, there was a question, who killed all these civilians? And Russians told that it was done by Ukrainians, and vice versa, Ukrainians said that it was committed during the occupation. And with the help of satellite images, the time was established when these troops bodies appeared, and it was during the occupation. Also very interesting reports we can read from NGOs, from private companies who are doing OSINT investigations. This is the part of the investigation that was conducted by Global Right Compliance with regard to illegal seizure and extraction of Ukrainian grain by Russia. And you can see the variety of digital tools that were used to prove the way how it was moving and everything. Here more about 3 models. It's also developed by our university, one of the department of our university, with cooperation of Vasil Belarus. Using this QR code, you can go and learn more deeply. So basically, you can spot this and go closely to this specific area to see what's happened over there. So it's really a very good tool for to show, to visualize, for example, in a courtroom. But at the same time, there is a big challenge because you need, and this is also the reason why I cannot show you how it works, but you can do it by yourself. Just this kind of tools, and also this is one of the how to say weakness that we cannot use widely AI because again we need to have a very powerful computer systems. So again, this is something to think about it. Yeah, so this is QR code you can use and to go deeply into this later and to see it. So and now I will pass the floor to Marієта Капустіна, and she will tell you more about different examples. Marієta, you can share your screen if you want. You have the rights of co-organizer.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, dear participant. I'm Marієта Капустіна, associate professor of Department Criminalistic. Today, I would like to talk about the topic use of artificial intelligence in crime investigation. Katerina, presentation.
We don't see it, or you want me to share because I don't have your... Can you share it with us?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Now we can, I think we can see. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
It's in recent years, the use of artificial intelligence in criminal investigation has become a relevant topic in many countries. Artificial intelligence can play a significant role in collecting, analyzing, and utilizing evidence, contributing to more effective and objective pre-trial investigation. My research interesting is related to the investigation of iatrogenic crimes, crimes committed in the course of providing medical care. Therefore, I would like to focus especially on the use of artificial intelligence in investigation these categories of crimes. However, before addressing the use of artificial intelligence in the investigation of iatrogenic crimes, I would like to briefly emphasize their specific and as his constitution and editation argument for the necessary and feasibility if implementation artificial intelligence in the investigated of such crimes. Thus, the first peculiarity is that iatrogenic crimes have a distinctive mechanism of commission which significantly differ from that of other criminal offenses. The structure elements of mechanism of iatrogenic crime include the treatment process carried out by medical professionals, violence or standards and technologies of medical care, defect in the provision of medical assistance, adverse consenting such as harm to health or death of patient, the identity of the medical professional, the offender, and the identity of patient, the victim. The second peculiarity is that in the investigation of iatrogenic crimes, difficult almost always arise and establish a causal link between the action and inaction of the persons providing medical care and the adverse consequence, such as harm to the patient, health, or death. This difficult may be due to the presence of not just one but several causes of the difficult that led to the unavoidable outcome of medical care, the patient deal of harm to their health. Moreover, different type of medical care difficult result and different consequences which are not always the same. The means the adverse out such as harm to health and disease depend of the nature of the defect and medical care, the cause of in occur, and the stage at which involved committed. Defect in medical care the result of violence of medical care standards and protocol. This violence mostly occur on at the standards of diagnostics and treatment. Today the following artificial intelligence technologies used in the investigation of iatrogenic crimes. First, in the investigation of iatrogenic crimes, one of the key piece of evidence in the conclusions of a forensic medical examinations. Its primary task is to determine the quality of the medical care provided. In fact, practitioners and scholars often refer to it as forensic medical examination of the quality of medical care. Today, expert practice has demonstrated then, in order to achieve proper scientific validity, objectively in reliability of the conclusion of a forensic medical examination of the quality of medical care. Specific prognostic criteria must be taken into account. These prognostic criteria indicate source the use of artificial intelligence technology, namely data processing and analysis technologies, data matching. In practical, its most popular method, decision tree modeling. The method of decision tree induction based on a special algorithm development by North American program and embedment in data matching technologies for intelligent database processing make it possible to identify from a large amount of category data so that are most infallibly interconnected. Thus, 24,500 parameters we are used include, for example, type of errors, their qualified characteristic, the medical work specialist, the status of medical care of which the defect occurred, factors that contributed to the defect, the presence of violence and medical care standards, and the existence of a direct causal link between improved actions of medical personnel and the harmful outcome. The next artificial intelligence technology used in the investigation of iatrogenic crime in virtual autopsy. Virtopsy is an alternative to traditional autopsy. It is a diagnostic technology based on digital imaging method such as computer tomograph and magic resonance imaging used detect and analyzing changes in the body without conducting a traditional autopsy. Its advantages include greater authority, prevention of evidence, the ability to rift the finding in any stage of criminal proceeding without the need to repeat the procedure, minimal invasiveness, offensive, safe. Virtuopsy proud detailed the three-dimensional visualization in anatomical structure with factitial the depending on use and allow for more accurate determination of the cause of death. Next, efficient intelligence technology. 3D copies of medicine instrument, body sensors, human intelligent organs, bones, and other objects related to iatrogenic crimes. The create object can be used in code for visual presentation. 3D printing can also be applied in the creating or anatomical models during preparing for autopsy. Thus, the use of artificial intelligence in the investigating of iatrogenic crime make it possible to optimize the investigative process, making it faster, more efficient, and more objective, which ultimately contributed to the protection of patient rights. Thank you.
Thank you so
for
much, dear
attention.
Marієта, for your attention and for your very interesting presentations with some practical examples. And you can see also from this presentation how different AI can be used in a different ways. And also I talked about 3D models for war crimes investigation, and you can see from Marieta's presentation how it was used for other types of crime, and I think it's also very interesting, and it also shows the diversity of how AI can be used for investigation process. And as a final part of our workshop, of course, it's a very limited time, and it's impossible to show the full picture, and even kind of to try some different tools. But what I wanted to share with you, we had a workshop during 2 days, so it was full 2 days in Norway, in Oslo, when we learned how to use AI, and I was also one of the speakers. And the reason why I wanted to show you, because and I will share with you on the chat these tools, because I think that it's very interesting for all of you to try. It's open access, it's for everyone, not only for participants of this workshop that was organized by the university, the Arctic University of Norway, and NGO Truth Hands Ukraine, but also they shared a lot of tools that we were using during this workshop. So you can see, and also you can see how AI can be used for video, images, and audio that I talked into the first part of my presentation, and you can see what kind of tools can be used, so you can practice by yourself to do it again. It will not be very easy, to be honest. For lawyers, it's especially very complicated, but still with practice you can find out how to do it. So this is some practical tips and tools that I would like to share shortly with you, because we don't have a lot of time, and it's kind of introduction what we can do, but also if you're interested more, you can write to us or to Jennifer, and you can learn more about this kind of things with our programs in our universities. And for the moment, I think the kind of short introductory meeting about what we are doing and what we are learning, this is all from our part. But if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or maybe you have your specific story or case that you would like to share, how you used AI, and maybe you have some kind of interesting theory with regard to that you would like to share with us, or ideas for the projects, you are very welcome to share or to ask. So now the time for that. If you want to ask, you can raise your hand or you can write it in our chat. If not, still you have our contacts, and you can ask us additionally. Yeah. So no questions, or it was very clear, or it was so unclear that you don't have questions, but still I hope that you are interested in that and you learn something interesting from our presentations. And yeah, thank you for your attention, for your participation. Yes, we have Olena Chub, who is also a part of our double degree program and part of our book. So, yeah.
I just want to check if you can hear me properly.
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Katerina and Marієта, for your interesting presentations. They're full of insights, and thank for your work, because it's so important that it's crucial not only for the academic sphere as a research, but it's directly connected with a practice. So I've got a short question about this connection. Katerina said that there is an EU regulation about AR sphere, what's allowed and what's not. What about our legislation? Is it already, do we already have some norms for practitioners? Do they know what will be added as a proper evidence in future proceedings and what won't be? Or is it being drafted now? Thank you.
Thank you, dear Elena, for your question. It's really very important and I would say crucial question. But unfortunately, for the moment, we don't have any legal regulation regarding the AI and how it can be used in the criminal proceedings, especially. We just have on the level of concepts how it can be used in general. And this concept was established several years ago, so not further developments. With regard to draft of law, of course, there are some drafts, but they are not on the level that it will be soon adopted. So basically, for the moment, we have situation when we had practice how when it's used in the fields, because due to the limited resources that we have due to the limited capacity of our law enforcement bodies, we had to use it in kind of to collect information and to analyze, to make it at least somehow possible to do it for the moment. But we don't have any legal regulation with regard. Of course, I'm not aware about kind of local acts or kind of instructions that maybe law enforcement bodies received inside their bodies. But as far as I know from my interviews with them, they don't have any instructions how they can use. But at the same time, as I said at the beginning, we have only practice, and we have insights from our judges, what they are thinking about it, and we can read it from their court court judgments. So they don't really like that it's used even as a way, as a tool. But I think, again, from the practice perspective and from the necessity needs, anyway, it will be used. But just as a finalizing, when our investigators finalize the evidence that they have and that they collected, they will formalize it in a traditional way. So basically, they will use it as an orientation information or as a tool that they used, but to submit it with more traditional evidence that our judges are used to it. So in this way, I think. Yeah, but this is the work also for our students, because learning from our programs and also learning from our international partners, from Edge Hill University experts. So you have the floor and the future for your work, where you can show your knowledge and your expertise. So this is something that you can think about it, because usually in Ukraine, there is a point of view that we have so many lawyers and you cannot find the work. But here you can see with AI, if you can be kind of very good specialist and expert, you can earn a lot of money. Yeah.
Thank you.
So anybody wants to comment, to add something? If not, I presume we can finish our event, and we would be very happy to meet you another time. Yeah, thank you for your participation, for your interest, and happy to see you next time.
Thank you, Katja. That was really brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I was happy to see you again.
You too. Nice to see you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.